going to move my camera over so you can see what a beautiful day we're having in the Pacific Northwest. Isn't that gorgeous? And I'm going to try something. I don't know if this will work. I'm going to move it this way. And hope I can't make it bigger. All right, let me try this way. Yes, this works this way. So here I have made it larger. You'll notice on the almost the center of the screen, there's a tree. This is my favorite tree in my yard. And that's because it looks totally dead all through spring. Sometime in midsummer, it starts getting green leaves. And then in the fall, I've got these lovely flowers blooming. It's like a soft pink plume. Looks white in the picture to me, but isn't that cool? Well, that's unusual. A bus just went by. Generally speaking, mass transit doesn't go by my house. Only if there's a flood somewhere and we haven't had rain. As you can see, it is gorgeous here. I'm going to switch it over to the World Card Making Flyer because World Card Making Day is coming up next month. You still have time to register. It is absolutely free. It's an event at Stampin' Up! It's promotion. And it's on October 5th for an hour from 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific Time, I believe. I think there's just an hour difference. And so if registration's open, by registering, you can get a list of supplies that they're going to use if you want to craft along for that hour. I know I'm going to be crafting along. I'm looking forward to it. I think I better review my list of supplies to make sure I have everything. But anyway, it's always fun, and it's a good way to celebrate World Card Making Day. And I think that's it. So let's turn me back to me. Here I am. Hi there. Good to see you. So what's in your cup today? And what's the weather like where you're at? I know I'm an hour early. I really have to work on my time management. I work with this group of demonstrators, all very crafty, here in the United States, Canada, and somewhere in Australia. And we put on an event once a month, basically once a month, to thank our customers. So it's a customer appreciation group, and I didn't sign up early enough to get an early time slot. So I got the last one for North America at 2:30 p.m. I thought I might pretend I was Australian, but then I decided that probably wasn't a good idea. So I don't have the accent. So I went ahead and took the 2:30 time slot and changed our time to 1 o'clock today because I wanted to make sure I got through the card. And I have a couple things I want to show you and what I'm hoping we're going to do next Friday at 2. So that being said, let me bring my camera over so it cuts off my face here. But she will show my table as soon as I switch. Switcher Studio updated, and is now doing some weird things. Not a lot of weird things, but a few extra things that I'm not used to. So here I am. I've got the Regal Winter Designer Series paper, and I've done a couple of different designs. I'm choosing to use this one today with the Misty Moonlight. And this is the card we're going to do. Oh, let me show you. I'm just going to use the Misty Moonlight ink. I've taken this little branch or leaf with the squigglies for just a little decoration on our sentiment. But I'm using the Wildflower Designs You've Been on My Mind, that sentiment, and sorry about that. The die that goes right in there, this size. It fits perfectly. I did use one of the, for the kind of the little decoration, I'll show it to you. I used it on my other cards, but decided since I really am using the Regal Flora, stamp set, I should try and work that in. So the first thing I'm going to show you is my inspiration card. I got Happy Mail. Hi, Cindy Walker. Good to see you. I received Happy Mail today. Not today, a couple days ago. And it's part of the swap. And isn't it cute? I just thought it was a fun card. And so I wanted to make it. I didn't want to fuss with all of this, however. So that's why I used the other. So I made it twice in different colors. Here is the cherry cobbler. That's what I featured. I used the cherry cobbler and gold ribbon and made it. And I've got little gems on it. And this is where I used the Flora. No, the wildflower design stamp, just to stamp a little something on it. And I used it on my envelope also. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, so there's one card I made. The other card I made was using this paper with wild wheat. And I really like the way it turned out. I put it on a black cardstock. This might be Blackberry Bliss because that's one of the colors in here. But I thought black would look, it would set it off. And so I used my silver and gold ribbon. Here's that stamp again in wild wheat. The other one was on, I used basic beige. That's why it was so light. And so this is going to be what we're going for. So let's put this over here. The designer series paper is beautiful. Hi, Jan. It's good to see you. Yeah, this is just, it's like the easiest card there is. And that surprised me when I was measuring and figuring out how to use it. Basically, I am going to use, you love the creations in paper, yeah. I am using my little trimmer. I think my trimmer needs a really good cleanup because what I found is this is not as tight as it used to be, and I see there's a little, there might be just a little bit of glue there. I wonder how that happened. Let's see if I can pull it down just enough. Well, if I get that out of my way, I have way more room. Okay, here we are. It is 5.5 by 6 1/4. So I'm going to cut 5.5 first because that still leaves me a half sheet of cardstock. And 6 1/4. Oh, your computer has got, it's run amok. I can understand that. The other day, my, I think it was my iPad, I was talking into it and it was not necessarily typing what I was saying. So I understand the electronics going amok. This is 6 1/4. So on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, 6 1/4 is where the seam is, where this turns down, because here's 6.5. So we'll just go back to 6 1/4. We'll cut that. On this 6 1/4 inch side, I'm going to score it at 1 1/4, taking the cutting blade to the bottom so it's not going to cut through. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but just recently on one of the cards, one of these cards to be exact, I did it. Just sliced off that 1 1/4 inch. Here is 2 1/4. That's where our second is going. And now we're just going to set that aside. And I am going to grab my designer series paper. And I am going to do the exact same thing. It doesn't waste a little paper because you can still use it. So let's do 5.5 inches first. And then we'll go 6 1/4. And then on the long side, and this really doesn't have a right or a wrong, an upside or a down. So it's just however you like to look at it. And I think I'm going to look at it. I'm going to do it this way. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to slice 1.5 inches. Inch pieces, 3 1.5 inch pieces. So let's just go 1 1/4 because it really doesn't matter. 1 1/4. And I did it because it was easy to do this with a large piece than it was to do it. It's easier than with the 3 little small 1.5 inch pieces. Plus, this way it's all done together. And now I need 1.5 inches. Once. Twice. And the 3rd 1.5 inches. Which still leaves you a little piece which you can use as decoration on your envelope or on the inside of the card. Oh, speaking of cards, I did put a piece on the back because there's got to be room to write a note. I am going to keep this in order. It may not stay in order because I do that. Oh, hi, Lori. You'll watch later. That's nice. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so this side, let's bring this back, is actually going to fold on the left side. So we're going to fold that in and over. Now we're going to take our bone folder and we'll burnish those folds. These are going to fold on the right side. And again, we're just going to fold in and over. I did that the wrong way. It goes like this. So the first one is a mountain and then a valley. When you look at it, we'll just burnish those. And another mountain and valley fold. No. Mountain and valley. And now I wish I had turned it upside down. But it's good, it's fine. I do wish I had turned it upside down. Let's do it backwards. Let's do it this way. Let's see how it goes. So it'll just fold a little different. Instead of going, it'll go to the right instead of the left. Let's see. Because I do like it better this way. Isn't it nice that we can just change things up? And then what I'm going to do, I got one of the, take off the glue booger. I got one of the Petunia, the Misty presses. So, I'm just going to go like this and hold it here and put a little glue on it. And because I'm right-handed, I think I need that on the right. And then you just line up your corner. And then on the other side, you're going to do the same. You just won't have, you won't need to have that fold. There we are. Line it up. on both the top and the side. Then the second one, no, not the second one, third one. Third one is going at the bottom, and you're going to do the very same thing. There's a little bit of glue, and line this up at the bottom. I like using the glue for a couple of reasons. This card is going to move, so it's going to have a little bit of stress, so you want to have maybe a little extra hold on it. And the liquid glue is our strongest adhesive. But it also gives you a moment to adjust if you didn't quite get it lined up right. Gives you wiggle room. I like wiggle room. Okay, the third one goes in the middle, like this. And see, my pattern is now carrying through on all three pieces, so you can kind of see where it was cut from. However, it really doesn't matter on this paper, because I certainly didn't line this one up. Let's start with the piece right here. And then I just eyeball it. To me, that looks about in the middle. I can guarantee it wouldn't look in the middle at all if I had done it a little differently. If I had done the second piece before the bottom, it wouldn't have matched up well. And really. Okay, there we go. Our card is almost done. Isn't that pretty? And then I just took and kind of forced that score line a little different, because there's a little bit. It's great this way. This way it goes in the envelope just fine. So let's go and work on our sentiment. Now here's what I did. Because some of them open easily from the top like that. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I do like the broken up pattern. I really liked this card. Stamping my sentiment and kind of lining it up, because I know it fits inside this practically perfectly. There we are. And I am going to use the same ink, but we're going to use, well, we'll see which generation of ink we actually use, by stamping on my scratch paper. So there's first generation, which of course would be way too dark. There's second generation, and there's third generation. We're going third. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, and 3. Some of this is going to get cut off, which is not a problem. Still a little dark, but you can read you've been on my mind, so that's all I wanted. Let me get my mini cut and emboss machine. Put down a silicone mat to set it on so it doesn't slip. And here we are. I have used this quite a lot lately. Moving these out of the way so I don't get ink anywhere I don't want it. Which right now would be anywhere that's not my card. Or my card. And just kind of line this up. I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle. Put the top on. I think I moved it a little. And if you stamped a little bit crooked, you can kind of line it up a little off kilter to make up for that. So there we go. Moving that behind me. I had such a mess back there yesterday. Even I didn't believe I'd done it. So today I cleaned up this morning. I just tear that part off and now I've got something to go in my scrap bin. So there we are. And what I did was I just used, let's see, I used two things. It worked much better when I put CO Plus on it before I grabbed my ribbon. And then I could just make a little zigzag with my ribbon and have it stick to my CO Plus. So there we are. Little ribbon scissors. Let's see. I think I want to adjust this just a little bit. So maybe more, just a little bit more. Just over a little bit. This one's going here. I will probably trim these off just a tiny bit. And, oh, hi Gladys, good to see you. Yes, at the beginning I showed my yard and was able to actually kind of zero in on my favorite bush. It is beautiful here in the Pacific Northwest. It's not too hot, it's not cold. The sun is shining. My grass is growing and needs to be mowed again. That's the one thing about the summer when the grass up here dies because we don't water. Most people don't water their yards, and I'm opposed to watering fields because basically that's what mine is. Weird. I got two. One was stuck to my nail. So we'll just put this right here. Pulling off. Can you believe how quick this is to make? I mean, it's not even half an hour. Here we go. I'm just going to put that on in about the middle, but I'm not too worried about that. And let's see, I've got my rhinestone basic jewels. Now you could, or I could, take my blends and I could color those in, but I really don't think I need to. I think I like that little pop of sparkle without the color. And so again, there it is. Since we've got this going backwards, let's do that. And one on the bottom. So our card is not quite done. I controlled myself and actually didn't put any Ringo Stella on it. No. Oh, your yard is brown, Gladys? Not enough to count. I'm sorry. I actually don't mind brown grass. My front yard never actually gets brown because there's a lot of shade. And we have enough moisture in the air that usually it's still green, but it kind of stops growing. The backyard and the side field, however, turn brown. They're in the sun. I am just going to take my stamp again. Let's see. That's not popping. Let's do it this way. I'm glad there's two ways to open it. And I think I will put it on the left. And maybe I'll do two. No, one's good. I like one. I'm just going to put a little, see how pretty that'll look on the, oh, it's a little bit big. I didn't measure it. It needs to be, so it actually needs to be 3 3/4 because this is just 4 inches right there with our folding. But I think the length is just fine. Yes, that's much better. Okay. A little Seal Plus. That needed a little more than that. And we'll put that really, if you line it up on 3 sides, the 4th side should be just fine. There we are. So now we've got a place to write. And if you know that this is for something special, maybe it's a sympathy card, you know, you've been on my mind, you could then stamp your sympathy greeting here still. It's still pretty, it's not totally flat. I'd open it up to do it and avoid those two little basic jewels there and put it in. And I did not figure out who is getting the cards from last week. I do have them all made and ready to go. I spaced it this morning. So I will get that and I will I'll make a post with our winners. Now this one will be 1st and 2nd generation. I'm going to go up. And in this one, I'm letting it hang over a little bit. Oh, look. What would happen if I did another 2nd generation here? Almost looks like a little wreath. Sort of, kind of, in a way. Maybe not, but it's different. Thank you, Cindy. I'm glad you liked the card. So that is our card for today. And so when I put all the pieces together, it'll be a piece of cardstock and designer series paper. And because of the width, I will be scoring it and folding it for you. And I'll put in paper and ribbon and jewels. And the back. So, again, I apologize for not remembering what I was doing this morning. And I should have had that all figured out because I like putting things in the wheel of names, the random wheel spinner. The Regal Suite, the Regal Winter, is on page 34 and 35 in the catalog. Again, it's beautiful paper. I really do like it. And then I wanted to show you my Happy Mail. Isn't this sweet? I think this is the alcohol technique. And I'm not sure if she used, I think she might have used thick white, but I'm not positive on it. But look, she's got some sparkle paper. I love sparkle paper. And even the black that she cut the thank you out of has a little sparkle to it. And this is a lovely card. Then I have another, I have a thank you from Shirley Meitzler. So she's usually on. She's going to watch the replay. I think this was a bad time for her. But she took a nice paper, and I don't remember the name of it, but I know it was the Celebration paper this year with all the beautiful birds. Was it light and airy? I don't know. I always said it wrong. So we won't even try any harder than that. Then I took part, Sarah Evil, who's on here, she did a paper share with the new paper from Stampin' Up! That's got that white core center. And she embossed this. And I don't know if she used a sanding block. I can't find my sanding block. It's somewhere. It's in a little plastic package with a few other things from before for distressing. And I don't know what I did with it. Honestly, it could be in one of the drawers that still hasn't gotten transferred to the new craft room because I haven't gotten my IKEA shelves yet. So let's hope it's there because I couldn't find it. So I didn't emboss or do anything. But this is the cardstock. This is from the Reindeer Memories. And it's not thick like our regular cardstock. But it is, I think it's thicker than Designer Series paper. So it's got two colors. A lighter and a darker. And the core, as you can see, is white. So if you emboss it and you sand it, you get that nice white accent. So I have a little to play with. I haven't played with it yet. I might go in the other room this afternoon. Okay, I should be out mowing the yard this afternoon. But instead, I'm probably going to go and see if I can find my sanding block so I can start playing with this. And it's nice. She's got it all labeled, what the cardstock number is. It's a two-tones cardstock and the colors and the set that it was with. So anyway, it's really nice. This is what I want to do next week. Now, I showed it to you last week that I was able to replicate what the card that was sent by Suzanne Kaufman to me, my Happy Mail. But to be absolutely honest, it was a pure chance that it worked. I put it all together, it didn't work, it didn't fold right, and so I took my bone folder and I went whoosh, across the back. And then it worked. So I haven't quite figured out that one last little step that goes down here. So I'm going to try and do it next week. Oh, you used an emery board. Oh, I didn't think about that. I'm sure I have an emery board. That's a good idea. Thank you. So if I don't find it, I won't panic. I can still play with it. So maybe I will go mow. You'd think it was a terrible chore, but I actually like mowing. I just put in my earphones and a book on tape or get some music, and I'm out there. You think I should play this afternoon, Cindy? I think you're probably right. I should play this afternoon. But it is getting a little long out there in the front yard. Anyway, if I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, I think that is it for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Enjoy the weather. Gladys, I hope you get rain soon so that your yard greens up. And I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Happy crafting. And if you're one of my customers, pop over to the Share Fair group, the Global Share Fair, and watch the videos. I know there's one from 7 a.m. I watched that one on replay. I was not up watching YouTube or Facebook at 7 a.m. And then I went to, I think it started now, so you'd probably find someone on right now. And I'm on at 2:30. So until then, I will see you later. Oh, not just my customers, but also my downline are in the group. Anyway, talk to you later. Have fun and enjoy. Bye-bye. Oh, you watched this morning. Good for you, Cindy. You were up. I slept in just a little bit this morning, so I didn't get up until about 7:30. Anyway, see you next week. Hopefully, I will figure out what I did wrong so we can make this card together. Bye-bye.